So one day, my homie Arsenio, aka Memphis, he come to me. He like, hey, Dante, man, hey, I need for you to do me a favor. I'm like, what's up? Now, y'all, we on the block at this time, and I'm like, what's up? He like, man, walk me over here. I don't want everybody in my business. So I'm like, what's good? He like, man, I think my girl cheating on me. I said, what? He was like, yeah, I think Kim cheating on me. I was like, why do you think that? He was like, man, bruh, I ain't gonna lie, man. It's like she don't feel the same inside. I said, what you mean by that? He was like, man, bro, I've been with this woman for 5 years, bro. She don't feel the same inside. Like, oh, okay. Now I know y'all wonder, like, hold up, Dante. What is going on here? Is we talking about a prison story or what? No, y'all. I'm giving y'all two stories in one. This is how Memphis ended up getting locked up. I'm telling y'all what happened on the streets, and then I'm gonna tell y'all what happened when he got locked up, right? When he was in prison. So let me take y'all back to the hood. This was back in maybe 98, 99. Yeah, around 98, 99. Right around when that Y2K stuff started coming out, when it was talking about the end of the world was going to happen in the year 2000, and people was panicking and all that stuff. Y'all remember that? Yeah, this was around that time. So anyway, we at the park. It's me and all the homies, right? We all out there. And like I said, in the beginning, my homeboy Memphis, he pulled me to the side. He like, hey man, Dante, I need to talk to you, man. So, he tell me like, yo, I think my girl cheating on me, and, my only evidence is she just don't feel the same inside. So I'm like, that's it? He was like, man, bruh, trust me, it's something different, right? Now, I'm like, so what's up? What you want to do? He like, look, I need for you to try to holler at her. I said, what? No, I ain't about to do that. He was like, no, bruh. No, I really need for you to holler at her because I want to see what she go for it. I was like, man, dog, I got a girl, man. I'm not about to. He like, no, man, it ain't like that. I just want to see, what she go for it. I'm like, all right, man, what you want me to do? He was like, look, I'm going, I'm gonna have you over, right? And we gonna be playing a game, and I'm gonna go to the stove and leave y'all there, and then you just try to get at her. I'm like, man, I don't know about that, bruh. Now, let's put a pause right there. Look, y'all, I ain't saying that I'm the finest motherfucker in the world. I'm not saying that. But the only reason why I might be number two of the finest man in the world is because I didn't make number one. And that's a fact. But anyway, so let's get back to the story. Man, y'all hit the like button for your big partner Dante one time, y'all. Anyway, so I'm like, all right, so when we gonna do this? It was like, well, she about to get off of work, so let's just go to the crib now or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I go to Al, Homicide, Torty, Terrell, all my homies, right? We dap it up. All right, y'all. I catch y'all there. Everybody showing everybody homie love. All right, we out, right? So me and Memphis, we peel off, right? So we get to his house now. Memphis and Kim stay in a duplex, right? They stayed upstairs, and somebody stayed downstairs, whatever. So we go in there. It was like a little nice little apartment, one bed apartment, one bathroom, living room, kitchen, that little setup. It wasn't big, but it was enough for them, right? So we get in there, right, and we get to playing Madden. I'm whooping him out. I always played with the Patriots at this time, right? And he played with the San Francisco 49ers. I'm whooping him out, right? So about 15 minutes go by and Kim walk in. Now, I'm going to describe Kim for y'all, okay? Just to give y'all a visualization of what Kim looked like. Kim is maybe about 5'4", 5'5". She kind of on the thicker side, like, uh, she's probably about 180, 190. She not fat, but she's like fat and thick at the same time. So she like, "What's up, Memphis? What's up, Donta?" I said, "What's up, Kim?" She was like, "Man, I am hungry." Right? So she go to the refrigerator, and I guess they had some KFC from last night up in there, whatever. So she in there warming it up or whatever. So he looked at me like, "All right, I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it." So I'm like, "All right." So he was like, "Hey, Kim, you want something from the stove?" She was like, you can give me a Ohana lemonade." He was like, "I bet." She like, "Donta, you need something?" I said, "Yeah, yeah. Give me a Fago. Give me a you can give me a Ohana Fago too." So he like, "All right." So he wink at me and he leave. Right now, the way they duplex is situated, you can see him walking down the street, way down the street. Right. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself like, "Man, should I do this?" So I'm like, "Hey Kim, um, how was your day at work today?" She was like, "Hey, it was cool. It was alright." I said, "Hey, how long you and Memphis been talking?" And she was like, "For a couple years. Why?" I said, "Man, nah, never mind." She was like, "What?" I said, "No, nothing, nothing." She was like, "No, what is it? Cause we might be thinking the same thing." So when she said that, that kind of threw me off. I instantly thought like, "Wait a minute, do she like me or something?" Right? So I'm like, "No, no, I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about." She was like, "No, I mean you already started. What is it?" Because I might be thinking the same thing too. So I'm like, "Well," I said, "Look, Kim, I know you and Memphis been talking for a long time, but you don't ever get bored with him." And she was like, "What you mean?" I was like, like sexually. She bust out and started laughing, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking like, "Oh man, yeah, she ain't going for it. She ain't going for it," cause she laughing, and she was like, "Donta, you wanna fuck me?" And I looked up, and I said, "What?" She was like, "You wanna fuck me?" I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Well, come on." Now when she said that, I'm like, "Is she serious? Is this a joke?" Right? So I'm like, "Well, he about to come back from the stove any minute." And she was like, "Man, come on. We got about 12, 15 minutes. And he like to talk. He probably be talking to dudes at the stove, but we could do it right here by the window so we could see him coming down the street." So I'm like, "I bet." So we end up messing around. Like, due to YouTube laws and regulations, I can't tell y'all exactly what we did, but just know it was going down right there in front of the window, but on the side, if that makes sense. Like if somebody was riding past, they couldn't see us, but the way we was facing, you can look down the street, right? Whatever. So I'm handling my business. When I say I'm handling business, I'm handling my business. You feel me? And I can see y'all right now in the comment section. "Oh, that's Cap Donta, man. Get out of here. You weren't handling business and all this." Right. So I'm so into it, like I just I lose all control. Like, and I know for the sake of the story time, I'm just gonna put it out there, y'all. I was wrong for what I did, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Cause I didn't even use no protection. I didn't. See, back in them days, y'all, I was living real trifling. I was living real bold, real trifling. So as I'm doing what I'm doing, I done lost control. I don't want to hear no talk. I'm like really handling my business, right? To the point where I'm not even looking out the window no more to see if he coming or not. I'm like really into what I'm doing. So I don't know. I don't know because I was oblivious of the door opening or what. But Memphis walked right in. Memphis came up the stairs, opened the door, and walked right in. He was like, "What the fuck?" Right? And he threw the bag. It was like it was hard too. It was like, he had the two lemonades in there. He threw it wasn't a glass bottle, it was plastic bottles. He threw it at us like, "What the right?" And he ran and charged me. Like, keep in mind, y'all, my pants is down to my ankles, and I got my shirt on, but he threw it and it threw me off. And she like Memphis. Kim like Memphis, what are you doing? He like, "Oh hell no!" So he run and he charged me, right? And we get to wrestling. Now I'm trying to pull my pants up, right? And he punching me, and I'm trying to fight back, but my bridges is down to my ankles, right? So she hurry up and get up, put her pants up, and she run towards the kitchen like, "Memphis, stop! Memphis, stop! Y'all stop!" Right? And he hit me, and I'm kind of confused, cause I'm like, "Man, why is this dude hitting me?" Right? You told me to do this, right? So I finally, get my bearings, and now I'm fighting back, right? So we going at it, and I'm already tired, y'all. I'm tired for, my prior excursion, right? So we fighting now, but he getting the best of me. So I don't, now listen, y'all. I don't want to hear nothing in the comments saying, "Oh, Donta got whooped out." First of all, I ain't get whooped out. I did ball up at first because I was tired, right? So he hit me like boom, 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 right? So I mustered all the strength that I had. All the strength that I had. And I scooped him. Lifted him up. Boom. Dropped him on his back, right? Then I took off. Ran down the stairs. And I'm gone, right? So the next day, I'm at the park with the homies, right? And everybody talking about it. Excuse me, y'all. Everybody talking about it. Like, "Man, that's crazy, man. You killed, man. Hey, man, Memphis said he gonna beat you when he see you." Right? I'm like, "Man, I ain't trying to hear that." Because on the real, now I ain't gonna say that I beat the dog crap out of Memphis. Because Memphis did have hands. Right? But like I said, the only reason why he got me yesterday, because I was already tired. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he's like, "Man, Memphis said he gonna beat you what you kill and all this and that." So I ain't trying to hear none of that, right? So we end up playing basketball, and one of the homies was like, "Hey, oh shit, there go Memphis, right?" So we stopped playing basketball, and I'm ready, right? So he walks up, and he like, "What's up, D? What's up? What's up with it?" I'm like, "What's up with it? What up?" Right? So we square up, right? So we start going at it. Bam, bam, boom, boom, boom. Now, like I said, y'all, Memphis wasn't no chump. Memphis had hands, but I got hands too. Don't forget that. Right? So we going at it. Bam, bam, boom, 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 bam, bam, right? So I end up scooping him again because he ended up getting the best of me, right? See, Memphis was throwing fast, and he hit hard too. So I'm not about to be walking around the hood with no black eye, no swollen face. So I done jumped back and I scooped him, right? So I scooped him, I boofed him, I Bill Goldberg him, and he fell on the ground, right? And I just got I guess when he hit the ground, it knocked the wind out of him, and he like left his guard open. So I said, boom, boom, right? I hit him in the mouth. When I hit him in the mouth, my middle finger knuckle caught the middle of his tooth, right? And I knocked his tooth out of his mouth. And I stopped because blood just started going everywhere. And I'm not trying to, this is my dog. Then I know. But I know y'all like, man, hold on, Donta. If this your dog, why you doing this to him? Man, it's a fight. If we ain't enemies, I mean, what I supposed to do? He wasn't going to spare me. So, unfortunately, I knocked his tooth out his mouth. And I stopped because he was bleeding and I felt bad. So then I backed up, right? And he got up and he started spitting, spitting the blood on the floor. He was like, for real? For real? Straight up? I bet. So then he walked off. Now, in the hood, when somebody say, I bet, or they say, I'll be back, you know what time it is. You know they going to go get something. And 9 times out of 10, it's a gun. But I know Memphis. I know Memphis ain't got no gun. Hell, he called me when he needed a strap. So I know he ain't going to get no gun. So I'm like, what? Now, Memphis is my dog, right? So if that was somebody else, like somebody I didn't know, and he say, I'm going to be back, depending on the severity of what just happened, I'm not letting you leave. I'm not letting you leave. I'm about to do something to you. So yeah, you think I'm just gonna let you walk off after you told me that I'll be back when we just got done fighting? So that means you trying to up the ante. I done left a couple dudes behind abandoned houses that done said, all right, I'll be back. Right? Y'all hit that like button for y'all big partner. So anyway, so he's walking and I'm like, what? What you mean you'll be back? What you mean you'll be back? So he walking off the spitting, right? So I jog up next to him, and I'm like, what's up, Memphis? What's up? He said, man, you a H-A-N word. I said, for what you mean? He said, man, why the you Kim for? Why you do that, bruh? Why would you do that? I was like, you told me to. He said, no, I didn't. I said, trying to get at her, man. I ain't tell you the fucking dude. I said, well, she asked me. Sorry about that, y'all. She asked me, man. I'm like, she asked me, so I did it, but I thought that's what you said to do. He was like, no, man, I ain't tell you to do that shit, bruh. That's fucked up, man. We supposed to be homies, man. You supposed to be my dog. We supposed to be homies, and you gonna pull some shit like that, bruh. Well, and then you gonna knock my motherfucking tooth out my mouth. Like, dog, what you want? What you want, dog? Like, man, man, we ain't friends. Man, look, Donta, we ain't friends. We ain't homeboys. We ain't nothing, man. Stay away from me, bruh. You fucked up. You a real fucked up N-word. For real. I said, all right, man, like I said, you the one told me. He said, I didn't tell you to do that shit, bruh. I didn't tell you to do that, man. I said, I bet. I ain't finna be arguing with you, my nigga. I ain't gonna be arguing with you. So I just peeled off, right? I'm gonna tell y'all something. I know. Well, let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all. Was I wrong? Just let me know in the comments. What was I wrong? Because it's like he came to me and he asked me to test this girl, and like I told y'all, I ain't the finest motherfucker in the world, but I might be the number 2 most handsome man in the world. And the only reason why I'm not number 1 is because somebody else is number 1. You feel me? But like I said, he came to me. There was a big chance that this was going to happen. And like I said, he didn't put no limit of what could happen. He ain't say, you know what I'm saying? He just said, get out of it. And me getting out of it was that. So I'm like, yo, so that's why I'm asking y'all. Was I wrong? Was Donta wrong? I just want to know. Was I wrong for what I did? Because if I was, I take criticism, Tell me, y'all. Was I wrong for, busting Kim back out? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Look, y'all. If y'all like these type of stories, Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed yet, all right? And make sure y'all hit that like button. Also, make sure y'all click the link that's pinned at the top of the comment section to my Patreon, all right? Over there, I got my short horror films. I got the prison stories that I can't put on YouTube over there. I got my Bible stories over there, my supernatural stories. All the content that y'all been looking and asking for is over there. Go ahead and check it out. It is pinned at the top of the comment section.